amplification. Archetypes, audience. Aesthetics, activation. Let's jump in. The first step in creating a master brand is called amplification. Business success starts in your mind. Enter the first secret of amplification: courage. Courage is taking action in the face of fear. This is critical to entrepreneurial success because there will always be something new and scary that comes up in your business. Next is attitude. You need to have a "I can figure this out" mindset. You're 100% in control of everything that happens. The simple fact is entrepreneurship is 99% mindset and only 1% mechanics. The world is always changing, and you will need to adjust and tweak your strategy in order to continue finding success. Which brings us to the final secret of amplification. It's called ownership. Success is found when you take ownership of what works and what doesn't work. But guess what? It's okay, because what do we already have? The attitude that says, "No problem, I can figure that out." We have the courage that says, "I'm afraid and I'm still going to do it anyway." And together they give us amplification, the mindset to tackle any problem in business. The second step in building a master brand: archetypes. They're psychological constructs that serve as foundational characters that all humans can recognize and associate with. Let's actually talk about all of the brand archetypes that exist. I won't go too deep into the 12 master brand archetypes because each one requires a whole video to understand. So I'll give you a high-level summary of each one. The Alchemist Archetype, one that is a change agent for the ages who uses transformational and catalytic experiments to create magical results by blending science and spirit to show the world what's possible through many different lenses. The Advocate Archetype, one that transforms and empowers communities of change in the quest of luscious freedom. The Creator Archetype, one that innovates, interprets, and manifests the next big movement by committing to solving problems through tangible yet expressive problem-solving inventions. The Explorer Archetype, one that craves learning through adventure, exploration, by living no limits here way of life, boldly inviting others to join them on their quest for meaning and impact. The Healer Archetype, one that creates and nurtures the beliefs, conditions, and frameworks for healing to happen. The Hero Archetype, one that uses determination and courage to transform the world to live truly purposeful lives by continuously learning and improving to serve the greater common good. The Lover Archetype, one that uses passion as the path to purpose and prosperity through deep connection and affection for everything gorgeous, intimate, and devoted. The Maverick Archetype, one that says, "F you status quo," leading through radical metamorphosis and provocative concepts, using brave yet unconventional means to move people out of inertia and into intention. The Muse Archetype, one that inspires the Imagineer in all of us, revealing worldly concepts in deliciously simple ways and creating sacred partnerships and enlightenment through optimism, trust, hope, charm, and nostalgia. The Provocateur Archetype, one that passionately promotes concepts of authenticity, humor, risk-taking, and boldness by using its wicked smart, intuitive decision-making superpowers. The Ruler Archetype, one that confidently leads using earned experience and is unapologetically direct in the noble pursuit of order, beauty, and peace desired by humankind. And 12th is the Sage Archetype, one that seeks truth through thought and rational research, using objective logic to attain or dole out wisdom. The third step in building a master brand: audience. There are 3 distinct levels to your audience: fans, customers, and ideal customers. We're going to focus on getting more people who fall into the ideal client category. The 3 requirements to be an ideal client: 1, they need to want your product or services. 2, they have to have the ability to pay for it. And 3, they need to have the authority to actually hit submit payment. Every business owner wants more ideal clients. You need to be able to understand how their brain works better than they even do. You'll be able to help them understand just how valuable your brand is and how you can make their lives so much better. Once you understand the different facets to your ideal client, you'll be able to put out content, stories, and programs that they want to buy. When done correctly, your ideal client will dream and fantasize about your brand. The 4th step in building a master brand: aesthetics. Aesthetics is all about creating the visual images that communicate what your brand is about. There are 3 core elements to creating great aesthetics: color, typography, and symbolism. When you use these 3 elements together, you're able to create beautiful visuals that stand out from the competition and fully communicate what your brand is about. Now, I want to point out something important. Aesthetics are just a way to communicate what makes you unique, which goes back to step 2 of building a master brand, which we say are archetypes. Now, let's jump into the 3 elements of aesthetics. Color. Humans have emotional responses to colors. Understanding how you want your audience to feel will help you to identify which color combinations fully communicate this feeling. Typography. Fancy way of saying the fonts that you're using in your branding. You never want to have more than 3 fonts in your brand aesthetics, because the more fonts you add, the more chaos your marketing materials will have. Symbolism. The use of symbols to represent ideas or qualities. The difference between emojis as symbols and a logo as a symbol is the emotional, iconic impact logos have. You want to create a logo that's really simple. The busier it is, the harder it is for people to feel what you want from them. When we look at the colors, typography, and logos of these big brands, they show us the key to an emotional, provoking, iconic brand aesthetic, which is all about simplicity. The 5th and final step in building a master brand: activation. This is when you put the pedal to the metal to actually test the ideas and strategies you've put together to make money. And there are 3 strategic steps called freebie, beta, and MVP. Freebie. The whole point of the freebie is to give people a sample of your offer. And whether our freebie is an ebook or a free shipping offer, the whole point of the freebie is to let people sample your offer. Businesses use freebies to create visibility with their audience. The whole point of the freebie is to give people an opportunity to experience a mini version of your product. Now, let's move on to the beta. When you sell something brand new at perhaps a discounted price to see how people respond to it. The overall goal is to test how good the product is while getting paid for work you put into it this far. The MVP, an offer that you know people want to buy. This means it's ready for all the bells and whistles to sell it over and over again. Looking at charging full price for your product to fully maximize the amount of money you can make. This is when marketing becomes critical to your business success. And that's it. So simple.